Top 3 flashbacks বলটা খুব মুশকিল within the 3 decades, so that which has crossed, but I think একটা তো definitely very memorable, which is my obviously my national award,
Yes.
which came for Dohon, Rituparna Ghosh's film. You know, I believe that I have walked through years of experience, and those times were like golden times, and that time industry was different. That time things were different. That only, you know, the matinee and the evening shows were all completely full with audience, and people's you know, foremost entertainment was movies, and they used to come and throng at the theaters. It was like a ritual that everybody should go for a movie.
Correct.
Even আমার এখনো মনে আছে, ছোট্ট গল্প বলি, you know, তখন আমি তো অনেক ছোট, তো ফিল্ম দেখা বাড়িতে তখন অতটা, মানে it was like a little taboo যে বাচ্চা মেয়ে কেন সিনেমা দেখতে যাবে and all that stuff. তো এইখানে যেটা হয়, আমার বাড়িতে একবার, খুব ছোট ছিলাম তখন আমি, তো সেই সময় সুচিত্রা সেনের পথে হলো দেরি ফিল্মটা মানে দেখাচ্ছে, মানে আবার এসছে আর কি কোনোভাবে আর কি সিনেমাটা, মানে ওটা রিলিজ হয়েছে আর কি। So Bijolite was the film, and everybody from the house was going, and সবাই তাড়াতাড়ি ডিনার করেছে, নাইট শোতে full family will go. My uncle and aunt bought the tickets and everybody. So I had such a tough time to believe that everybody will leave me and go for this film, and I was such a grumpy face, and I was so sad. When I did Bedeni, for matter, একদম কালো মেকআপ করে, সেই সাদা ঠোঁট, বেদেনিদের মতো ওরকম নাচ, with all that black paint in my body. So I have to become like that. When I did Raj Kahini, I completely broke my voice and, you know, like got that hoarse voice from inside, and you know, that was my, অনেকে জিজ্ঞেস করছে ওটা কি আমার আওয়াজ, yes, ডাব করা। I said no, it's mine, and my director was on my head, you have to be as you know, as perfect as what I want with that voice.
এরকম বলা হয় যে হিন্দি ইন্ডাস্ট্রিতে যদি শাহরুখ খান এন্ড কাজল হয়, তাহলে বেঙ্গলি ফিল্ম ইন্ডাস্ট্রিতে ইট ইজ ঋতুপর্ণা সেনগুপ্তা এন্ড প্রসেনজিৎ চ্যাটার্জি। দ্যাট ইজ দ্য কাইন্ড অফ ম্যাজিক যেটা আপনারা এত বছর ধরে
I worked with Shah Rukh Khan also, you know, in an ad film. Actually ওই সময়টাই 2009 2010।
ও আচ্ছা, গোল্ডেন মানে পিরিয়ড একদম আলাদা লেভেলে সেই হিসেবে যাচ্ছিল। তো দ্যাট ইজ দ্য কাইন্ড অফ লেগেসি যেটা এখানে বলা হয় আপনার এবং বুম্বাদাকে নিয়ে, রাইট? মানে এত বছরের জার্নি, and you both have, you know, been there, done good work in Hindi space as well. How do you, you know, kind of feed off each other's energy, because you both are legends?
That's a very interesting chemistry, I think. I cannot explain how it goes, but it's you know, I think nobody could decipher it, because we couldn't, and the audience is still in the process of doing it. So I think this continues, because something we have created which is there with the audience and which is with us, and also with the filmmakers. We are the favorite duo of all the filmmakers, and a lot of people come up with different ideas, you know, casting me and Prosenjit Chatterjee. Hi, I'm Rituparna Sengupta. I'm coming with my new film Puratawn, but Puratawn is for everyone. 11th of April 2025, releasing in Kolkata, but within a week releasing pan India. So for all my Indian audience, it is open, and I'm very happy to be on the podcast with Subhojit.
Thank you, ma'am.
And Subhojit, congratulations. Thank you. Wonderful chat today, and hope you rise and shine.
Thank you so much, ma'am. বলে দিয়েছি এবার তো হবে, like, share and subscribe right now. Thank you. You know, ladies and gentlemen, you know, before I moved on to Mumbai, I have always loved every bit of the city. But then, बहुत time तक एक लंबा regret रहा है कि, you know, the city that I have been most attached to, I have not been able to associate it with the industry over here. And यहाँ पे I think God has actually listened to me, and she's actually blessed me with the best over here, which is why I think in terms of Bengal entertainment industry truly can't get bigger and better than this. The one and only Rituparna ma'am over here. Can I please request everybody to जोर से बजाइए हाथ ताली?
Thank you so much.
সবাই জোরে হাত তালি বাজাতে পারো ম্যামের জন্য। That is the kind of legacy and you know, the kind of reality that she had created for herself. Ma'am, thank you so much first of all আমার পডকাস্টে আসার জন্য।
Thank you.
I really want to start by this question that, say, 1995 Rituparna Sengupta ma'am, 2005 Rituparna Sengupta ma'am, and say maybe 2025 Rituparna Sengupta ma'am. She's always been an actress. Personality traits wise, ki difference dekho ei tinte phase?
Okay, so yeah, it's a very interesting question, first of all, and thank you for this kind of questions, because sometimes we get very mundane and very stereotyped same questions, but this question is really triggering. So yeah, very interesting. I think 2005 was too early, and it is like a very much like I'm just getting settled in this industry, and that time I was given some of the best films. Of course, that time Onuranun happened, and Main Meri Patni Aur Wo happened, and na Onuranun বোধহয় একটু পরে, Main Meri Patni Aur একটু আগে, তারপরে then Alo happened, Parumitar Ekdin, and yeah, some best films have already happened to me. I got the national award also that time. So yeah, I mean, I had quite a sort of basket of interesting films that time, and that time actually I was very busy between Bombay, Kolkata, and Bangladesh, because the three industries actually opened up for me, and in almost like the same time, and I was quite interestingly traveling in and out, and সবাই বলতো যে, কেউ বলতো ঋতুপর্ণা এখন বাংলাদেশেও, না 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 বোম্বেতে, ও না না এইবারে শর্ট দিতে আসছে কলকাতায়। সো ইট ওয়াজ অলওয়েজ লাইক দিস, অ্যান্ড সামটাইমস অনেক প্রোডাকশন হাউস, মানে অনেক ডিরেক্টররা বলতো ও এই চলে আসবে, ও তো বলেছে হাফ অ্যান আওয়ারের মধ্যে। তখন আমি ঢাকা এয়ারপোর্ট থেকে জাস্ট উঠছি হয়তো, সো অ্যাকচুয়ালি হাফ অ্যান আওয়ারই লাগে ওখান থেকে। সো আই ওয়াজ নট ডিসঅনেস্ট। সো ইয়া, তো ওরকম বেশ কিছু ইনসিডেন্টস হয়েছে। তো সেই সময়টা আই ওয়াজ লাইক completely sort of interestingly planted in the three industries, and so yeah, I was working a lot, and সেই সময়ও মানে প্রচুর মানে ডে নাইট শিফটস অ্যান্ড অল দ্যাট। তো ওই সময়টা I will say মানে 90sটা যেরকম very heroine oriented films and other commercial flicks. Correct. But that time I actually was sort of doing very interesting films which were kind of woman oriented or kind of little different stuff. I mean, some films with তরুণ মজুমদারের সঙ্গে তখন আমার কাজ হয়ে গেছে। দ্যাট টাইম আই ডিড তরুণ মজুমদারের চাঁদের বাড়ি, তারপর অনিরুদ্ধ রয় চৌধুরীর অনুরণন, मैं मेरी पत्नी और वो, দেন আই ডিড তারপরে কিছুদিন পরেই আমি প্রিয়দর্শনের সাথে কাজ করলাম বাম বাম বলে। তখন তো তার আগে আই ডিড তিসরা কন, এনএনসিপিস ফিল্ম। ওই সময়টা আমি অনেকগুলো ইন্টারেস্টিং বাংলা ছবিও করেছি, যেগুলো ওয়াজ মানে আমার জন্য খুব ইন্টারেস্টিং হয়েছে, বিকজ there was not only heroine oriented films but very subject oriented and a lot of content driven. So to see me on 2005, I think very interesting part of my career was happening, where I was transcending from one kinds of films to the other. But the commercial flicks continued. It's not like that it disappeared, but yeah, I was in a mixed bag of films. So I was enjoying that moment actually. তখন আমার সেই সময়টা I was a new mother also, and I got my first son তখন, and so it was very difficult for me. I was traveling between the US, Kolkata, Singapore. So that time my husband sort of thought of shifting to Singapore, because otherwise I was like breaking my back to go US and Kolkata and all that. So তার কিছুদিন পরে we shot in the US, পিয়ালির পাসওয়ার্ড আমাদের যে প্রথম ছবি যেটা USA তে হলো, and তার কিছুদিন পরে আমরা শুট করেছিলাম। তো so 2005 এর ফেজটা was interesting. I mean, আমার actually, to be honest, আমার প্রত্যেকটা phase of my career is very interesting. Still now it's very interesting, and touch wood, and I always feel that this is the journey I was meant for, and I was this journey actually means a lot to me, because I'm still being lauded by my audience, still being wanted by my audience, and also they wait for my films, and this craving continues.
Eta, ma'am, you've said a very valid point, and I think more than 30 years in the industry, 31 কত total film হয়ে গেছে আপনার?
200 plus.
More than 200 plus, right? So যদি আমি এই 200 plus films এর জার্নি যেটা আছে, আমি এটা খুব ডিফিকাল্ট প্রশ্ন করব, সেটা হচ্ছে যে টপ 3 মোস্ট মেমোরেবল ফ্ল্যাশব্যাকস অফ দিস এন্টায়ার জার্নি যদি আমি জিজ্ঞেস করি, সেটা কি থাকবে?
top 3 flashbacks বলাটা খুব মুশকিল within the 3 decades, so that which has crossed, but I think একটা তো definitely very memorable, which is my obviously my national award,
Yes.
which came for Dahan, Rituparna Ghosh's film. তো ওইটা আমার কাছে একটা খুবই বড় পাওয়া। অ্যান্ড আর একটা হচ্ছে আমি বলবো যে আম, আমার আমার মানে আমার যতগুলো মানে সাকসেস, মানে ছবির যতগুলো সাকসেস হয়েছে আজ অব্দি, মানে অল মাই হিটস অ্যান্ড সুপারহিট ফিল্মস, দ্যাট হ্যাজ অলসো বিন মাই গ্রেট মানে মুভি ইন্ডাস্ট্রি থেকে যদি শুরু বলো, তো গ্রেট ফ্ল্যাশব্যাক মোমেন্টস ফর মি, বিকজ যখন আমি দেখেছি আমার 100 days, 150 days, সিলভার জুবিলি, গোল্ডেন জুবিলি, প্ল্যাটিনাম জুবিলি, তো ওগুলো তো আমার এখন অবশ্য 3 দিনেই সবকিছু ডিসাইডেড হয়ে যায়, বাট আমি দেখেছি হাউসফুল বোর্ডস নট কামিং ডাউন ফর weeks together and months together.
So as an actor, ওই ফেজটা, because every phase has its own golden period and charm, right? ওই ফেজটা যেখানে হাউসফুল বোর্ডস বা genuinely হাউসফুল বোর্ডস, not really like a sort of implication or a planted thing, genuinely হাউসফুল, টিকিট পাওয়া যাচ্ছে না, the era where tickets literally black e বাইরে হতো, that was the kind of demand, right? Do you sometimes miss that kind of aura and charm because you are somebody যে ওই ফেজটাও দেখেছে, আজকের ফেজটাও দেখছে, unlike so many people who have not even sustained for such a long period,
and
right?
also experience, yeah. I believe that I have walked through years of experience, and those times were like golden times, and that time industry was different, that time things were different, that only the matinee and the evening shows were all completely full with audience, and people's foremost entertainment was movies, and they used to come and throng at the theaters. That was very important. The theater culture was very important. I'm talking about the movie theaters. I mean, theater culture was so important that हर कोई theater में आते थे, तो ওইটাই একটা খুব ইম্পর্টেন্ট জিনিস, যেটা এখন একটুখানি হলেও ডাইভার্জড হয়েছে বা ডাইলিউট হয়েছে, বিকজ অফ দ্য সিম্পল রিজন দ্যাট too many options, too many platforms, and people wait to watch those films on platforms. But ওই সময়টা যেটা হতো যে একটা ফিল্ম পোস্টার বেরোলো, then people used to wait for the film to come, then maybe one advertisement on the newspaper, and they were like, oh, matinee show, this is the time, evening show, this is the time, note করে দেন, আচ্ছা আমাদের বাড়ির কাছে কোনটা চলছে, বাড়ির কাছে কোন হলটা আছে। So that was a curiosity people had, and of course to come and watch their favorite movie stars in theaters was such a joy for them. আর আরেকটা ছিল যে শনিবার রোববার, they used to like Saturday, Sunday was like a movie time. যেরকম এখন যেটা হয় যে maybe in the home theaters or anything the movie time happens and all that, but in a concentrated house or somebody's building এ বা সবাই মিলে দেখলো, বাট ওখানে it was like a ritual that everybody should go for a movie. Even আমার এখনো মনে আছে, ছোট্ট গল্প বলি, তখন আমি তো অনেক ছোট, তো ফিল্ম দেখা বাড়িতে তখন অতটা মানে it was like a little taboo যে বাচ্চা মেয়ে কেন সিনেমা দেখতে যাবে and all that stuff. তো এইখানে যেটা হয়, আমার বাড়িতে একবার খুব ছোট ছিলাম তখন আমি, তো সেই সময় সুচিত্রা সেনের পথে হলো দেরি ফিল্মটা মানে দেখাচ্ছে, মানে আবার এসছে আর কি কোনোভাবে আর কি সিনেমাটা, মানে ওটা রিলিজ হয়েছে আর কি। So Bijoliতে was the film, and everybody from the house was going, and সবাই তাড়াতাড়ি ডিনার করেছে, নাইট শোতে full family will go, my uncle and aunt bought the tickets and everybody. So I had such a tough time to believe that everybody will leave me and go for this film, and I was such a grumpy face, and I was so sad and started crying যে I will also come. So I don't know, my uncle had some kind of mercy on me, যে চল তোকেও নিয়ে যাচ্ছি সিনেমাতে, মানে ওটা আমাদের কাছে একটা বিরাট পাওয়া যে সিনেমা দেখতে নিয়ে যাচ্ছে আমাদের, মানে সো ওই যে একটা আনন্দ, মানে দ্যাট জয় ওয়াজ লাইক, মানে ওটা আমরা কোনোদিনই রিপ্লেস করতে পারবো না। বাট এখন তো এভরিথিং ইজ সো অ্যাভেলেবল and people can just switch on, switch off and just go into any sort of content and zone, they can just watch it. So that was something very interesting, যে ওই সময়টা ওই পাওয়াটা, মানে লাইক সামথিং লাইক মানে ক্রেভ করে কিছু পাওয়ার আনন্দটা was a kind of different game altogether. So lot of things have changed over the years, and that part I really cherish to see all those houseful boards. And we used to like, আমাদের শ্বশুরবাড়ি জিন্দাবাদ রিলিজ হওয়ার পর এমন অবস্থা হয়েছিল, আমরা একটা বাইরে গেছিলাম, মানে সেখানে মানে পুলিশের এত পুলিশ লেগেছিল যে মানে they couldn't manage the crowd, so people were like going berserk about
যেটা হয়
everything.
পাগল হয়ে গেছিল লিটারালি লোকে দেখে।
Absolutely. So ওই ফ্রেন্সিটাও দেখেছি, ওই ক্রেজটাও দেখেছি। তো অবভিয়াসলি এখনো সেটা আছে, আমরা যখন বাইরে যাই অবভিয়াসলি হয়, কিন্তু এখন যেটা মনে হয় যে ওই যে ওয়েটিংটার ব্যাপারটা সেটা একটুখানি হলেও ডিফারেন্ট হয়েছে বলবো, বিকজ এখানে তো অনেকগুলো জায়গায় ইউ আর এক্সপোজড, মানে সোশ্যাল মিডিয়াতে ইউ আর সিন অ্যান্ড এভরিবডি পোস্ট থিংস, ইনস্টাগ্রাম হয়ে যাওয়ার পর ইনস্ট্যান্টলি সব কিছু মানুষ দেখতে পাচ্ছে। সো আই থিঙ্ক তখন ওই পেতো না, তো তখন হয়তো ওই আর্জটা আরো একটু বেশি থাকতো।
Ma'am, it's a খুব valid point, and I think in your entire career of more than 30 years, ups and downs সবার থাকে, lekin the thing that defines between success and super success is consistency, right? ভালো সময় যখন চলে তখন consistent হওয়া is comparatively easy. যখন time is perhaps not right, where you're doing full efforts from your end, but হয়তো যে রেজাল্টসটা চাইছো সেটা হয়তো সবসময় পাওয়া যায় না, তখন consistent থাকাটা কিন্তু খুব ডিফিকাল্ট। তোমার জন্য ম্যাম তোমার কি মনে হয় যে in all these 30+ years what has been that driving force যেটার জন্য you have been so consistent in your career?
I think an amount of patience, that is very important. I mean, you have to be patient in this industry. You cannot just think that it's like a মানে কি বলবো, it's like a ready made stuff. মানে you do something and you get the result the next day. No, you have to be at it. You have to have a sustained dedication towards your craft, and then only maybe you can attain something. So we patience it is not instant like Instagram. It is not instant. It is not instant. It has been like it is a journey. Ar tarpore this is a very difficult profession also. It's not easy, because you have to make people believe that you are convincing and you are here to convince others. Act a role, when you do a role play or you act on certain role, you have to be convincing on that, yes, with my conviction I'm doing this, and this is here what I can offer, and people have to be convinced that you are absolutely the perfect one to play that role.
Correct.
তো ওই জিনিসটা কিন্তু ইটস আ ডিফিকাল্ট জার্নি, মানে ইটস নট ইজি ফর এভরিবডি টু মানে কমিউনিকেট, সো দ্যাট কমিউনিকেশন স্কিলস ইজ ভেরি ইম্পর্টেন্ট ইন দিস. I believe, what is, you have to answer your question, that what is the sustained thing, the sustainability. I think the sustainability part is the patience, the communication skills, the hard work, the dedication, and also to upgrade yourself with the changing time, and to be relevant with the society, to relevant with the content which is coming, the relevant with the changing behavioral pattern of the society, everything. I mean, it's so many things are dependent on how you will express yourself. But amar bodhe inherent jeta mone hoy je this the inherent quality which you should have is like, of course you have to keep at it, you have to be dedicated, you have to feel the pressure, because you see, if you don't feel the pressure, you can never deliver. If I don't feel the pressure or the load of the role on my head, or feel the pressure to be present, feel the pressure to be there and make a difference, otherwise you cannot do it, because in this profession people tend to get tired, tend to give up, tend to be frustrated. So all these things are there. I mean, these are this is not this is not abnormal, this is normal, because as a normal human being, how much you can take. I mean, supposedly you get rejected in 5 projects in a row, so what will you do? I mean, you will feel this is not my thing, I'm not going to be there. But if you feel that no, I am good and I have to be here, and the sustainability has to be from my inside, if I have to sustain, I have to give the best, so then you have to work at it again. So it is like you have to fall, you have to rise, you have to fall, you have to rise. So this is what I feel that the mantra is, and for all these years, I mean, with success and failure, I kept at it.
I think eta kothay ache, rising like a phoenix from the ashes. That's exactly the mantra. Ma'am, ekta proshno is very valid in your case and your journey. When you were just entering the industry, তখন you were becoming the star, like Rituparna Sengupta was slowly and steadily becoming a star. Then there was a phase when she became a superstar, and then there was a phase that she became a megastar, right? এই তিনটে ফেজের মধ্যে the acting part, the craft part remains the same, but অনেক সময় কি হয় যে যখন আমরা কিছু as an actor play করি, আমাদের যেটা aura as a megastar বা superstar, অনেক সময় it becomes very difficult to keep that away from the character. Your character might be very simple, but there's the demand from the audience. They want the Rituparna Sengupta, the star element in that character also, but the character needs to be very simple. How do you bifurcate that যখন ওরকম characters থাকে?
I think that's the that I have done very religiously, and I think there I have been a perfectionist in that. Bifurcate the two roles of myself as a star and also the character, because whenever I'm reading something, when I am getting into a character, the character calls me, and the character calls me with everything, and I cannot separate myself from the character, because that's my dedication, but that's that investment to my craft, because I feel so invested and consumed with my roles that that's what I said right now, that if you don't feel the pressure, if you don't feel that push of the the weight of your role on your head, you cannot deliver. So I always feel that this is my character and I have to live it to live it in a way which will be like, oh acha, okay erokom dekhte lagche, oh my god, she is looking so different. That has to come from the audience. Every character I play, I just want to be the character, because I don't have anything in my mind that time. My makeup, my hair, my dress, my the way I speak, I become the character, whatever my director wants me to be. I follow my director's instructions to the T, because there I think that that's the only place where you can become you can just
you're like water, ja shape নিতে বলবে,
yeah, I can be I just take the shape of the mold, but আমার যেটা মনে হয় যে you can just separate your identities and become that character. So ওই জিনিসটা কিন্তু খুব ইন্টারেস্টিং একটা ডিভাইড, and I have followed that divide very meticulously, because otherwise I cannot give birth to all my roles, like Romita, Paramita, Rajkahini Begum Jan, or Shudipa Prakton, Muktodhara Niharika, or Veena of Maimiri Patni Arbo. I have actually divided myself into two. One is myself and one is my character. Maybe my character sometimes looks like me, and maybe sometimes my character doesn't look like me. When I did Bedeni, for matter, একদম কালো মেকআপ করে সেই সাদা ঠোঁট, বেদেনিদের মতো ওরকম নাচ, with all that black paint in my body. So I have to become like that. When I did Rajkahini, I completely broke my voice and like got that hoarse voice from inside, and that was my, অনেকে জিজ্ঞেস করছে ওটা কি আমার আওয়াজ, yes, ডাব করা, I said no, it's mine, and my director was on my head, you have to be as as perfect as what I want with that voice. So I think there are a lot of things which actually sort of kills you from inside when you're doing a character, but I think that's where your audience actually gives you that place, that pedestal, that oh yeah, she has lived the character.
Puratawn is going to be a legendary film because of course content ta to amra dekhboi 11th April e jokhon ashbe, but at the same time it has legends in it. Of course Sharmila Tagore ma'am ache, Rituparna ma'am nije ache. When legends come together, and that is your humility, that is your humility that you say, but from my perspective and my point of view, I will always say that when legends or when stalwarts come together, at a kotha ache, when stalwarts come together and bond well, magic happens, right? What do you think is the most magical part of Puratawn?
Oh, that's a beautiful question. I would love to answer it. I think the magical part of the film is like actually having Sharmila Tagore in it, because she is one of a kind person, and she's such an accomplished lady. Her accomplishments are many. I cannot even count those because they're endless. Because as a person, she's so poised, her personality is infectious, her energy is infectious, and she has actually done and seen it all. The huge stardom, what she has experienced in her Bollywood career as well as her Bengali films. She's been like a most sought after actor, award winning, and the diva. It's an endless compliments for her. But the most important thing is that at this age, her commitment towards her craft, unbelievable. It is so commendable, and I was in awe of her to see that how she behaves on sets. She's been so kind and so generous, and at the same time, she had her own reservations. But at the same time, she's so much with everyone. Sort of being a very production friendly person, and she's like she's absolutely timely on the sets. She used to wake up 7 o'clock in the morning, and then she used to travel for 1.5 hours to our location, and then she used to do her makeup and go on the set. So we always used to have an early call because the location was a little far off, but she had no complaints, she had no qualms about it, and she's completely she was completely invested in the project. That actually amazed me because she just touched 80. And that time when we were shooting with her, she was like 79 plus, and a 79 plus woman working like a maybe a 40-year-old or a 50-year-old. I mean, yes, I mean that is something to learn from her. And of course, I'm very privileged and lucky that she said the magical things I'm talking about, that she wanted to do a film with me, and she wanted to do a Bengali film. And she said that অনেকদিন আমার language কোনো ছবি করিনি. I didn't do a film in my language for a long time. So if you get a good script and with you, I would love to work. So that was something I will cherish my whole life, because I think that was that moment of her, sort of desire that I shared with her, and that was fantastic. And then, of course, Subhojit Ghosh came into the picture when he came to take my interview for Aparna Sen's film. I mean, Aparna Sen's documentary. And then that time I expressed the desire to Shumon that maybe we can do a film with her, and because he was meeting Aparna. Sharmila Tagore within a month for a conversation around Satyajit Ray in California. So that was how I felt that he's meeting him, and when he's the director, and I worked with Shumon before, and that time he was doing Kabuliwala, and he's also a very sought after director, and he's very sensitive. And Sharmila Tagore also knew about him because he actually directed her colleagues like Aparna Sen and Subhojit Chatterjee in many films. So obviously, we created a kind of understanding there, and we sent her a synopsis and a subject which she liked, but she said no, I won't say yes till I listen to the script. So then it went back and forth, but ultimately we could do a narration with her in Delhi over some great galoti kebabs made in the Pataudi house, and we were very happy to do that, and rest is history. We made the film, and now it is up for release on
11th April is the date. Shobai note korun, please everybody do watch. And actor Jinish is something that I would love to kind of talk about. Bengali industry you have done so much of work side by side in the Hindi industry as well. Mumbai, Hindi bolo, Bollywood bolo, etc. You have been there, right? আমি একটা আপনার কোট পড়েছিলাম where you said that I might have worked more in Bengali, but আমি হিন্দিতেও constantly to and fro করে আমি কাজ করে গেছি, but I don't like the fact that every time I have a Hindi movie ওটাকে comeback বলা হয়. So that's a very valid point, because you have somehow managed both, right? And if I add Bangladesh and Dhaka, then it's like a trio, magical trio that's there, right?
And I worked in many languages as well, like Tamil, Malayalam, Oriya.
So of course that's the journey of 200 plus films that we are talking about. Hindi te jokhoni kichu you're doing, what is the kind of recognition bolo, respect bolo that industry gives you or the colleagues give you over there, because everybody knows you are this massive, অনেকে হয়তো intimidated হয়ে যায় যে with your presence and aura. ওখানে কিরকম লেভেলের reception তুমি পাও whenever you're there?
I'm always been received so well in Bollywood industry, and people respect me so much. recently I just had a very interesting interview with Filmfare, and I was in Delhi just 2 weeks back for this iView International Film Festival, and that was such a big festival. I met Imtiaz, I met Onir, I met Kabir Khan, Rima Das, no, Rima Das, and they made such interesting films, and they're so they're so informed about my work. A few days back, I met Nasruddin Shah at the International Film Festival, French Film Festival, and he so warmly hugged me and said that I am so appreciative of your work. Anupam ji always inspires me, and I met Anil Kapoor a few days back. I met Sonali Bose a few days back. Her documentary was there, and she personally invited me to come, and she wrote to me that I really love your work. So I get a lots of respect from this industry, and I think Bollywood, everyone has got tremendous respect for me, and they also want me to work in Bollywood more. And আমাকে অনেকেই বলছিল, in fact I finished a film with Veena Bakshi. I just met her in the CII Purvo Bharat Summit. I was the co-chair there, and Veena Bakshi has done a very interesting film with Nasruddin Shah and Randeep Hooda. Randeep Hooda is a good friend. I met Sonu Sood few days back. He actually he was in that award ceremony. From him I actually took the award. I was in Berlin. I met Apara Shakti. A few days later, Apara Shakti gave me the award in Economic Times. So we keep on exchanging and ideas. And coming to Veena, I just finished a film with Veena, which is coming, my next Hindi film called Ittar, and it's a very mature love story of two matured persons, one me and one Deepak Tijori, coming from different walks of life. It's a very, very interesting story, very beautifully written love story, a mature love story.
মানে এইটুকু গ্যারান্টি যে এখন কলকাতায় দেখা হলো, খুব শিগগিরই মুম্বাইতে দেখা হবে,
আর ছবিটা খুব শিগগিরই আসার কথা হচ্ছে. And then I finished a film with Arbaz Khan and Mahesh Banjarkar called Kal Trighori. It's a horror thriller, and that is again a very interesting film. And my other few films are coming called Good Morning Sunshine with Revati ji, where Cream has done the music, and the music is already out. And then my next film will be, the name might change, it's called Salt with Chandan Roy Sanyal, and then I have another film called Jihad with Rohit Roy and Shabazz Khan. So I think
পুরো লাইনআপ তো একদম
কয়েকটা ছবি আছে হিন্দিতে, so I'm trying to make the most of it now. And then another film with Purav Kohli. So I believe that some of the films which are really happening for me, these are coming. And Puratawn also will be released all over India. And after a week of release in Kolkata, everywhere we can see Puratawn, because it has subtitles, and maybe we are thinking of a Hindi dub. But I think language is no bar right now, because if people want to, because I will term Puratawn as an Indian film, because it is for me, the audience is universal, because we always see films in the OTT, or we always go to other languages and watch the film. So I don't think there is a language bar here, but then we are so happy with Sharmila ji doing this wonderful honors for us to be in this film. And this film also have actors who are not only from Bengal. There Indranil Sengupta is there, who is very much known in the Indian film circuit. Ekavali Khanna is there, he is also known. I have worked in the other languages, and
মানে সাংঘাতিক লাইনআপ, স্টেলার লাইনআপ বুঝতেই পারছি আমি, এন্ড ঘন ঘন আই এম শিওর দেখা হতে চলেছে এখানে। আর এখানে যেটা আপনি বললেন যে ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ ইজ অফকোর্স নো লঙ্গার আ ব্যারিয়ার, হিন্দিতেও দেখতে পাবো, তো আই এম লুকিং ফরওয়ার্ড টু ওয়াচিং পুরাতন। তখন আমি মুম্বাইতে থাকবো, তো ডেফিনেটলি বিকজ ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ ইজ নো লঙ্গার আ ব্যারিয়ার আই ক্যান ওয়াচ দ্যাট। একটা জিনিস আই উড লাভ টু টক অ্যাবাউট, as far as you are an individual of course, but the film industry overall, irrespective of language, they're also very obsessed with duos, right? সবার একটা না একটা অন স্ক্রিন ফেভারিট পেয়ার থাকে, রাইট? এরকম বলা হয় যে হিন্দি ইন্ডাস্ট্রিতে যদি শাহরুখ খান অ্যান্ড কাজল হয়, তাহলে বেঙ্গলি ফিল্ম ইন্ডাস্ট্রিতে ইট ইজ ঋতুপর্ণা সেনগুপ্তা অ্যান্ড প্রসেনজিৎ চ্যাটার্জি। দ্যাট ইজ দ্য কাইন্ড অফ ম্যাজিক যেটা আপনারা এত বছর ধরে।
I worked with Shah Rukh Khan also, in an ad film. Actually ওই সময়টাই 2009 2010।
ও আচ্ছা, গোল্ডেন মানে পিরিয়ড একদম আলাদা লেভেলে সেই হিসেবে যাচ্ছিল। তো দ্যাট ইজ দ্য কাইন্ড অফ লেগেসি যেটা এখানে বলা হয় আপনার এবং বুম্বাদাকে নিয়ে, রাইট? মানে এত বছরের জার্নি, and you both have been there, done good work in Hindi space as well. How do you kind of feed off each other's energy, because you both are legends?
That's a very interesting chemistry, I think. I cannot explain how it goes, but it's I think nobody could decipher it, because we couldn't, and the audience is still in the process of doing it. So I think this continues, because something we have created which is there with the audience and which is with us, and also with the filmmakers. We are the favorite duo of all the filmmakers, and a lot of people come up with different ideas, casting me and Prosenjit Chatterjee. I think this legacy had been created for a very long time. In between, we have not worked for 15 years though, but when we came back again in 2016, we did Puratawn. It was a big hit. Then after 2-3 years, we did Drishtikon by Kaushik Ganguly. It was again a big hit. And now last year we did Ojoggo, again a 50th film between the pair. It's like a something to sort of talk about. And people are saying that it will go to Guinness Book of World Record. I'm not sure whether it's gone or not. We will be definitely we'll definitely want it to focus and shine on the Guinness Book of World Record. But to answer your question, this chemistry, this is something like a mystery. This chemistry is like a mystery, and it continues. And I think generations will come, but this mystery might continue.
Let the mystery remain. I think that's the most beautiful part of it. Second last question যেটা আমার থাকবে ম্যাম, সেটা হচ্ছে যে in all these years, the time when you were thriving in the industry, অনেক সময় ওটাকে it's usually considered a very difficult industry for women, right? You talk about characters, অনেক সময় women oriented characters থাকে না, ওই রকম একটা স্পেসে নিজের আইডেন্টিটি তৈরি করা উইদাউট এনি ব্যাকগ্রাউন্ড, উইদাউট এনি নেটওয়ার্ক, পিওরলি বেসড অন ওয়ানস ট্যালেন্ট অ্যান্ড যেটা লং টার্ম ভিশন অ্যান্ড ফেথ থাকে, রাইট? হোয়াট ইজ দ্যাট ওয়ান থিং যেটা নিজের ক্যারিয়ার নিয়ে ইউ আর দ্য মোস্ট প্রাউড অ্যাবাউট? বলেন একটা sort of karo dil ki marzi moment where there were so many advices and suggestions that were given to you, but you listened to your heart, whole and soul, and you're very proud of that decision.
See, whatever decisions I've made it based on whatever my guts actually said, and and that way I'm fiercely independent and fiercely fearless for that matter, because nothing can bog me down. Because my energy, people say that it is very high and infectious, and maybe that is the positive energy I have inside me. And because আমি একটা ইন্টারভিউতে বলেছিলাম আমি থামতে জানি না, থামতে শিখিনি, থামবো না. So that is the drive I have, that if I'm here to do something, I have to do it in a way which will actually become like a learning, and of course it will become an example. So a urge I always have, and still I have that kick inside me to do great work every day.
দারুণ ব্যাপার। লাস্ট কোয়েশ্চেন ম্যাম, পুরাতন নিয়ে আমরা কথা বললাম, 11th এপ্রিলে এটা আসবে। ইন টুডেস টাইম, এত বছরের এক্সপিরিয়েন্স, এত বিভিন্ন রকমের ক্যারেক্টার করা হয়ে গেছে, ডু ইউ স্টিল ফিল দ্যাট কিছু জিনিস বাকি রয়ে গেছে এখনো, যেটা আমি মেবি ইন দ্য নেক্সট 1 or 2 years অ্যাজ আ ক্যারেক্টার আই রিয়েলি ওয়ান্ট টু চেঞ্জ, অ্যান্ড আমার কাছে এরকম একটা কিছু আসুক?
Of course, I always feel that there is more to explore, more to delve into, because in the face of changing content right now, we are actually looking forward for fantastic associations with the contents, and I think the content is king. আর এখন অনেক কন্টেন্ট আসছে যেগুলো unexplored, and we have not gone into that side. So আমি ওই unexplored content কে এখনো explore করতে চাই, and I think miles to go before I sleep.
And I hope you never sleep. That is Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. That's Rituparna Sengupta, ma'am, Bengal's biggest, and I can keep adding adjectives on the Sunny show on my YouTube channel, Subhojit Ghosh. That's a wrap. And apnara Puratawn dekhun, 11th April is the date.
And within a week, we are releasing Pan India.
And within a week, we are releasing Pan India. So je kono jagay shudhu Kolkata ebong West Bengal na, any part of the country you can go and watch it. So please do watch. Jiske saath bhi dekhna hai dekho, but dekho, that is the most important thing. Thank you so much. God bless. Take care. Stay safe, and thank you. And continue giving her all the love that she always deserves. Thank you.
Thank you so much.